Today my topic is about carpentry. So what do you know about carpenters? What is a carpenter? So it's a skilled worker who finishes, repair the wooden materials. Today I would like to talk about the different trades in carpentry in two countries, in India and in Canada. There are two types of carpenters: finishing carpenter, framing carpenter. Finishing carpenter is a work done by a carpenter inside the houses, and the framing carpentering is outside the houses, like framing it, roofing, etc. So now I would like to start Indian carpentry. So you can see there are a lot of pictures shown there. These all type of work are done by hand. So Indian carpenters are the brilliant carpenters, and these designs are made by their hands with the help of hammer and chisels. So but nowadays this trend is developing, and nowadays cabinets are also installed in the kitchens, like here. And this type of carpentry is done by the professional carpenters. The flowers on the cupboard are made by hands, and then painted them. This is the this is our international cot. So the Punjabi uses it to sit, to relax there. So you can see there top part, bottom, top round knob. It's made by hand by the help of a chisel, and you can see there is a square knob on the bottom of the cot. It also made by the hands. So after that you can see at the bottom of the cot, this artwork is like the wine glass. And there are some examples of houses. There were houses were made with the help of soil, and with the help of some wooden sticks. And nowadays the trend is changing. They use concrete. Punjabi people don't like to use any type of woodwork in their houses. They just use wood for the doors and the cabinets. These are some tools from India. These are all handmade tools and used by a professional carpenter. So these all tools are like the work as a grinder to smoothen the rough wood. These are the types of chisels. These are the bigger to the smaller one. This is a small cutter, and it's a small plier. So the people use the small cutter to cut the pieces of wooden materials. You can see on the next slide. This is the bigger cutter. So they use a bigger cutter to cut the huge pieces of wood. And this thing is like a drill. So they use different type of bits in it, and there is a thing like a stick with the round knob, and they use this thread to roll it, and screw and to make a hole in wood. This is the wooden hammer. This thing is used to check the level of any piece. So in Indian carpentry, they use only the small scales. They don't like to use any type of bigger tapes. They use the tapes in less amount. These are the type of hammers, smaller, bigger, and bigger than it. It works as a chisel also. And these are the type of grinders. This one is a cutter also, but it is used to cut the iron material. That's fine. So now I would like to start Canadian carpentry. So you can see the example of houses. This is my house where I live. So this all art. These woods are made of. These houses are made of wood. So the Canadian people like to use wooden material and wooden art in their houses. You can see all the artwork done by me, because I'm a carpenter too. So this is a house, and it's done by wood. There is less quantity of any type of hardwood, and it's just a flat wood. Next. This is the artwork done by a professional carpenter. So because due to increase in the quantity of people buying houses. So they are developing their artwork in houses. So this is the header. These two are the casings of that, and this is the outside framing. It's we can say it a boundary of their house. They install wood around the swimming pool, like shown here. And there is a worker working on two. It's roofing carpentry. So he's using a gun. Now I would like to start the tools. So Canadian carpentry has so many tools in there, and they use a combo kit, cordless tool. It's a drill, it's a cutter. These are the battery used in cordless tools, and this is healthy to use to dig a hole in concrete. This one, table saw and miter saw. These two accessories are the main accessory of Canadian carpentry. These two things are used to cut and rip the pieces. This is a planer to use to smoothen the rough wood. This is the nailer gun, and this is the air hose. So these two things are used with this compressor, air compressor. So usually in India people use a hammer and to nail in the wood, but here people use this gun. This is a measuring tape. It's a laser level and it's a layout level. So this level is auto adjusted and it need to adjust by our hands. This is the axis to to sharpen the wood. This is the shear pruner. So it's also used to cut the nail, to pluck the nail. This knife, carpenter use this knife to cut the stack plastic material which the material is grabbed, and we also use this knife to sharpen our pencils. These are the safety gloves, and these all are not the necessary tools, but sometimes we need it too. These are the ropes to grab our material, and cell phone accessory. And you would think that why is the cell phone accessory and art school supplies in our work? So we need cell phone if we are working on someone is working on first floor and other guys installing on 8th floor. So we need a communication way to communicate with him. So if he needs any piece, he can tell us on a phone. So we can pass our piece. So these are the reconditioner tools. So these are some little tools like little hammers and red plate, etc. Can you please like, yeah. And you can also see that there's a home good. So we know that it's a cold weather. So we the lunch we take with us, it get cold. So we use this type of material to hot the to make the food and other things. And this is also this is our pouch. The carpenter use this pouch to load our tools in it. So all the necessary tools are contained in the pouch. This is a combo pouch. It's called multi pouch too because it has also a like a safety vest and also have a pouches. A person is using a miter saw. So it's a framing carpentry. Next please. So carpenters have more chances of injury. So there are 80% of chances in the field of carpenter to be injured. So these all are the types of injuries, type of work in which the carpenters got injured. Contact with objects. So this graph is taken from the 2000 study of the carpentry, 2012. So contact with object means if someone is working on a saw, so if he put their finger in it, so it would cut. Actually, my friend cut his 3 fingers on a saw. Bodily reaction means the carpenter had to work in dust and mud, so it's effective to their respiratory system. fall. The carpenters working on roofs, they don't use the harness because it's it don't feel they don't feel like to wear the harness because I don't know why, but there are 21% people who died from the fall from the roof. These are transportation. If we are delivering the material and we slip down and the material fall on us, so it will also be a kind of injury. Exposure means the finishing carpenters worked inside the houses, or they like in the houses we have heaters installed, so it got hot. So if they are and they come out, so it got the bodily exposure, so they got sick. Other there are some other type of injuries like nail struck into the finger. Next, please. So to remove the injuries, we need safety tools. So this is the hard hat with the safety glasses and the speakers, headphones, because the carpentry work is too noisy, so they use headphones to control the noise. This is a mask to control the dust to get into the body. These are steel toe. These shoes have a steel plate on front. There's a person using a harness. So because there are 21.4% people who have fallen from the roofs and got dead. So this should be used. Next one. This is artwork done by some carpenters. So I would like to show you something. So as I'm a carpenter. So suppose it's a door. So if we're gonna install a casing on it, so we will install it like this. There is a quarter profile here, and we will install it like this and nail it. So it will be a door casing. If we are installing a baseboard piece, because it's the basic thing. Every carpenter need to learn this. So if we are installing the baseboard, so baseboard is like on the corner. So these are the 45 angles and joint makes 90. So this is the 90 angle. So you can use baseboard to cover it, right? Next. As I am a carpenter and I like my work very much. Thank you.